Welcome to the Adam Sisters Show. This week in episode 2, we will be discussing consumerism and a little bit of the Christmas creep. Anyway, roll call. Oh, I have to. Okay, I'm Sarah.
I'm Claire.
I'm Erika.
Okay, let's get the show started. We worked really hard on that intro, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah. If you don't like it, stop listening now.
Or never start. I mean,
That's fine too.
Anyway, what is consumerism? Now, Claire, you had a Google definition, but how are we defining it for the show?
Well, we're talking about consumption as a people. I didn't actually really know what we kind of agreed on as the definition for consumerism as far as the show's concerned. But Sarah, elaborate on that.
Well, I guess we're just kind of talking more about, material consumption, and is there an ethical way to do it? Is there a sustainable way to do it? What are other concerns we should be aware of? So with that, I mean, is consumption of materials bad?
No.
I think to an extent, yeah. Honestly.
It is, because that's our existence.
I think personally, it's bad. Personally, it's bad culturally. I think often if your whole life revolves around you making enough money to buy the things you want, it can be a little upsetting. That's personally. I also was reading a article about conscious consumerism and how it's just like completely a lie, which is really interesting.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's kind of true when you think about it. Isn't like the best way to be a conscious consumer to not buy anything that you actually don't need? But anyway.
The definition of conscious consumerism, not buying things you don't need and being aware
conscious
of it?
consumerism means like when you buy shoes, you buy Toms because then you're giving back to someone, things like that. Or when things are recycled, or if you're buying things and they plant trees or anything like that, which I don't know if I actually agree that conscious consumerism is a lie, but it was really interesting to read this article that I might put in the blog, just because it's like interesting. It's really interesting to read. Like her whole job is to make conscious consumerism look good. And so it was interesting.
There's a marketing element to that, I think, now.
Completely. Yeah.
But I mean, with that, I think, we can make choices that are meaningful in our consumption, because we have to think like, we're human beings. We're designed to consume things to live. Like, this is just inherent.
So that's true. There's things that we do need to buy, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just about buying, though. Like back when there was bartering, like I put energy into making these chickens and helping them produce eggs, and then I trade my eggs for other things I don't need because I can't live just on eggs.
Yeah, I guess more what I'm talking about is excess consumerism, like buying things that you don't need or buying them just because culturally that's like the cool thing, I guess, or that's what you're supposed to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do think fashion is probably the part that comes into play there.
Completely.
It's like being fashionable.
It seems like there's a lot of kind of differences on like the definitions of these things almost. I don't know if that's, like the definition of conscious consumerism, I understand very differently, but it makes sense.
Definition?
Well, just being aware, conscious of the purchases you're making instead of just purchasing things mindlessly. So like when you go to the grocery store, being aware of the waste and the products that you're bringing into your home. So like instead of going to the grocery store or being like, my shoes are bad, I need a new pair of shoes, being like, can I fix the ones I have? Can I borrow a pair or get a pair from a friend? Can I, like, going through these alternatives to consuming before consuming? That's, I don't know, that. And then when you do go to consume, being like, as frugal as possible. But what you're saying, it does make more sense in the marketing field.
I think you're talking more sustainability and like just making choices to be sustainable. Like, because your first choice isn't buying something or being a consumer. Your first choice is being sustainable, and then you go to that. I guess I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't know. Anyways, but yeah. So, but coming back to, is consumerism bad? Like Sarah said, like we need to consume. Like that's a fact. Whether it's intaking food or the fact that we need clothes because we don't have fur because we're useless little creatures on this planet. Like we need.
Humankind,
it's like,
her. You
guys,
matter,
like,
okay? You
what?
matter.
But it's like,
depressing.
how like pathetic are we compared to like all the other animals? Like we need to like wrap our feet and like put things on our bodies. Like look at you guys over there in the winter time. You need to like wrap yourselves up so you don't die. Like look at all these things we need to consume in order to like.
Okay, that's just Claire reminding us that she lives in Hawaii. Not cool.
I'm sweating right now, by the way.
I don't have to pay freaking $9 for a gallon of milk. Take that.
Yeah,
Milk I can't even drink though.
Choices. Everybody got choices.
Well,
Anyways,
there's ethical concerns to animal product consumption we can't even get into right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's a whole yeah.
That's a whole other
but anyways, like coming back to like we need so many things just to survive. So like to say consumerism is bad is to say like being a human is bad because our nature is compared to all the other animals. I mean, other animals they use resources. That's kind of what I'm thinking of consumption as. Like we're utilizing resources, whether we work a job and earn money to pay for them or not. So I think it definitely can be taken too far. Like thinking of how we need to clothe ourselves, like that's a need, but then we take it to the point where we're, getting credit cards and spending money we don't have in order to get certain, I don't know. I think I lost my train of thought. Someone bring me back.
Well, I think like the point being, what is necessary to live, and is it bad to have more than what you need?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
because I mean, bad.
I definitely have more than what I need to survive in this house. Like I don't have to worry about food. I don't have to worry about, the necessities of life. But at the same time, like I like to look for things that are pretty. I like to,
I think it's never because I think it's more your mindset too. Like when you're buying things just because you have a void you need to fill, like that's often I feel like what people experience. Like I don't know. I feel like sometimes I get caught in that. Not the void, but it's more like there are things that I think will make me happier if I buy them. And that's not right. Like, honestly, there's other ways to be happy. And I feel like I get caught up in that. So in a lot of ways, I would say that, I don't know, it's really your mindset going into it. If you're buying it because it's like, oh, this looks cool. Like, I want to try it out. Cool. If you're buying it because, oh, everyone has this. I want to look cool, blah, blah, blah. That's bad, I think. That's not going to make you happy. It's just going to make you more broke.
The one thing when I hear the word like materialism or what we're talking about, like excess, I imagine like those couches or even beds with like 1,000 pillows on them.
Hey,
like that always end up. Oh, do you have
four? Wait, I have 3 pillows on mine.
Okay, like if you don't, it's like I'm talking about the kind of pillows that are like decorative, uncomfortable, don't fulfill a purpose as a pillow, and they always end up on the floor. And they always end up on the floor because it's like, you don't fulfill a purpose. Get out of my way so I can sit on this comfortable couch. Like, I think that's a bad thing. I think of that. And maybe just because we didn't have, I guess Mom did have some decorative pillows here and there, but they're all relatively comfortable. I don't know. But the ones she did have probably ended up on the floor. But it's just like, I think of that. Like, it doesn't fulfill a purpose, but I guess it is beautiful, but it's like even more inconvenient. I don't know. I just think of that as just excess, and I think of that as like materialism. But at the same time, it's art. Like you can't just cast out the need for beautiful things as a human, But it's like, where does it become a problem? Like, where does it go too far?
Yeah, I think though, like you really can't. And that's the thing, is like with consumerism, like you can only judge that based on what you are consuming and what you think you need and what you want. Like it's fine to want things. I think it's fine to buy things that you don't need necessarily, but you have to do it out of a place of, how that could make your life better, not like, oh, my life is incomplete without it.
Yeah.
And
like choose to be happy without it, but you're choosing to buy it. I get what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, you know, everything comes down to the decision between love versus fear. And like, if you're choosing an item because it like helps enhance your life, like I'm not gonna go around saying like someone's decorative pillows like are terrible.
Is inherently evil.
Yeah, it's something that brings them joy in the pillow of itself. Like that's one thing. If they're buying something just to fill that void out of fear, then I think that's where the danger comes in. But you can't define that for someone else.
That's so true. Yeah, that's a really, I love that. Fear versus, what is it? Fear versus love. That I think that's exactly where you draw the line, where consumerism becomes bad. Where you're buying things to that you love to increase your happiness and everything, versus purchasing things because you feel a fear that someone will come to my house and see my naked couch without all these pillows on it. Like,
a loser.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all kind of saying the same thing. I think we should
move on.
Talk about sustainability, or should we?
Yes, I do like this topic. So sustainability. This is something I think I've maybe been unconsciously interested in from a very early age. Like, what?
Sorry, no, that's so true. Keep going.
Yeah, like, I just think I've always been, like, so attracted, and I feel like maybe it's because of movies like Sunrise or Seven Brothers, and just growing up hearing about the, you know, the Oregon being, like, becoming, you know, territories and gold mining, homesteading. Yes. Homesteading. Like, I feel like I've always, from a very early age, I got this image in my head, and that's like, I've always loved the idea of just having this kind of almost like a closed system where you sustain everything you need within your own sphere almost, and even bigger within your own community. You're able to sustain your needs. And that includes what happens with your waste and putting it back into, and just like these well-functioning systems that I think that's how nature naturally works. I feel like replicating that in a greater scale, being sustainable within our own selves, and that applies to, you know, as complicated as our lives get. Like, we need chargers, we need electricity to charge our phones. Like, that becomes very complicated. You have to make electricity. Anyways, I'm getting a little carried away, but yeah, so sustainability has always been an interest of mine, whether I was aware of it or not. And then because now that I work at a health food store, I'm even more conscious of it. Because we sell a lot of products that kind of advertise as that, and I'm kind of like curious, you know, what does that mean? So to me, it kind of means like a closed system. I think of like, just like how a plant works, you know, a plant, there's nutrients in the soil and it grows from that, and then it dies and the nutrients go back in the soil, and it just like creates this kind of loop that, and like with most things in nature, you know, they just from life to dust. Think of like a phoenix. Okay, whatever. Anyways, but like creating that within your own life. So the things that you need, you're able to sustain as much as you can for yourself, and the things that become waste, go back and just loop through as much as possible, which is really difficult in the complicated lives we live, but doing it as much as possible. I don't know. So what does that look like in real life? You guys tell me. Like in real life, I think, I don't know. What does that look like?
I think it comes like, you know, line upon line. You can't,
so many
I don't
details.
think anyone can really like change those things, but they can see things in their life where they can be like, well, can I use something reusable, like bringing shopping bags when you go grocery shopping? Like, that's a very easy choice to make. Yeah, but it takes an everyday choice, really, of remembering to put the bags back in the car, or, you know, walking to the grocery store. It's just decisions like that can, you know, it's not a big choice, but it makes a difference, one hopes. You can make arguments ethically if, you know, small choices actually make differences. But I think that's what sustainability, I think, means to me, is it's not having to change your whole life and, you know, go live in the backwoods and homestead completely, but working towards something that, ideally, run away. I think that's kind of our family dream.
We all just live on like big old homestead.
That's true. I like it.
Yeah. Like you said,
Erika, do you have your thought back?
I don't. I kind of do. So, like, I remember, this is something that I think is important. I remember, I think Claire used to make fun of me. I don't know. Actually, no, it wasn't you. I don't know. People, like, I have spent money on shoes. Like, I've spent like $105 on a pair of shoes. Let's say Chacos, for instance. This isn't an ad. I love Chacos to death, okay? But it's more the fact, like, as time has gone on, I've found that if I buy something that is high quality and sometimes a little bit more expensive, since you guys talked about everything else, I just kind of want to bring up something else. There's a saying, and it's a poor man buys twice and a rich man buys once. It's just the idea that if you invest more money on something, it will last you a long time. And I have found that, like, as I buy things that are, and we'll talk about this in fast fashion, but like as I buy things that are more high quality, I buy less, which I feel like is often something that people don't, I don't know, I buy to be more sustainable, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but I've tried to do that. And then also just when it comes to paper, I don't like how much paper I waste is actually insane. That's why we've tried to do things that we don't use paper towels as much as possible and things like that. But it's like actually crazy. But I think everything is always a better, like, I don't know how to say this. Literally whatever you do, you're going to be not eco-friendly, which is heartbreaking. Like, there's nothing you can do to be eco-friendly, like, if you think about it, or sustainable, because you're always using things, but it's just making the best decision, I guess, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm real tired. Anyway, cut that all out.
That's
no,
okay. We can move on to fast fashion in particular.
Yeah.
First of all, fast fashion is defined as, these trends where companies are shuttling through trends very quickly. They have several seasons in a year, not just like the traditional, fall, spring seasons they used to have in the fashion industry. But I mean, we're not going to name any names as far as places because we probably shop at some of them, just out of prices. But how can we maybe limit, us gravitating towards certain trends or needing the coolest, latest thing?
Minimalism.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's an easy trap to fall into. It's going to be really hard not to name these particular brands, but I'll do my best.
Everyone knows what they are.
I happen to be wearing one of them on my shirt right now, but in my defense, I did get it secondhand. But yeah, like, oh my gosh, because they run through so many cycles. Like, you think of the quality of the stuff they're making. And I never became more conscious of this till I moved to Hawaii, guys, because I cannot wear synthetic fabrics here. Like, I'm telling you, half my wardrobe used to be these brands, these, cheap, fast, like, easily made products that... You doing okay, Erika? You look like you need to go to the bathroom. We need to make a break. Oh my gosh. Anyways, but I'm so distracted now because she looks like she's dying.
It's okay.
Oh
I can cut that out.
Okay, I'm gonna continue in my thought, but these like very cheaply made synthetic fabrics is basically, they don't really sell anything that's like a natural or like a humidity friendly fabric. And so when I moved here, I found myself getting rid of all of these clothes that I bought at these certain places, and then I became more aware of just how much I purchased there, and then how much I'm getting rid of and how much I'm intaking. And so now I find myself, I'm pretty much gotten down to like thrift shops. And even then, like growing up going thrift shopping all the time, it was easy just to like, oh, it's cheap, I'll just buy whatever I want. And then I have this freaking like chaotic wardrobe. That was kind of fun, not gonna lie. I basically, like, Eric can relate to this, basically feel like you're like wearing a costume every day, which is fun. Just like crazy stuff all the time. All weird eclectic clothes that don't quite fit right or match, but it was fun. But now that I'm more conscious of what I purchase, because mom's not buying it for me anymore, and and because of being like my wardrobe I share with my husband, and it's small, and like it's only gonna get smaller, you know. So being aware of my wardrobe size, the fabrics that I use, like it just like these fast fashion trends does not work. And then even beyond that, becoming conscious of the consequences of the products that they, not just making them, but after the fact, like where they're going to end up. This, I mean, like made of plastic, most of them. So it's just like, I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. But yeah, moving to Hawaii, living out of a suitcase and humidity is exactly the tonic I needed to cleanse my wardrobe of synthetic fabrics and fast fashion. And I'm able to sustain myself on, thrift stores, but it comes down to like, I'll only get things that are natural fabrics and that fit perfectly, which means I'm going to a thrift store maybe every now and then, but I only walk away with something that's like perfect.
Going along with Claire's point, a way that I've tried to be more sustainable is I'm trying to buy brands that I know are better and that are more sustainable, but obviously sometimes they're way too expensive. So I actually use an app called Poshmark, and I buy certain brands that I like because they're cheaper, because they're awesome. Secondhand usually. Sometimes I get things that are brand new. So that's been great. I'll talk a bit more about that in my show and tell later.
Wait, question. I don't know, maybe I should ask you this later, but is it like regional? Like it does by where you live, like a Craigslist, but
kind of. They do some of that where you can.
I looked at it and the stuff in my area, I don't know if it's in my area, but it all looked like garbage. Like I didn't like any of it. I don't know. I've seen good stuff on there, so I wonder if it's like regional. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Maybe you should cut that out. Anyways.
Yeah, I think they just they'll ship to you wherever. It's kind of like Amazon Prime almost, except you don't pay for the membership or anything. It's probably a different case since shipping's crazy out there. But I've had really good experiences buying things on Poshmark. Some things secondhand, some things are brand new. So, because half the time it's just women who bought something and it doesn't fit them, and then they just can't return it for one reason or another, because they may have gotten it on sale. So it's nice. I like it. I can buy it from brands that I would never buy in real life because they're too expensive for me usually.
That's really cool. It's like a double whammy sustainability. You're buying good brands and you're buying them secondhand. That's awesome.
Yeah. So and actually I got this sweater from there, even though it's noisy. But it's 100% wool. And it's so soft. It's not like itchy wool. And it's Everlane, so I'm fancy.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
I thought we weren't allowed to say brands.
We can if they're like nice brands.
We can't like talk down brands. We can talk up brands.
Yeah,
I like that.
Why can't?
Kidding.
Why not?
I don't know. And then
Don't
Erika,
silence me. Thank you.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I meant the brand thing.
Choices.
You want to talk down brands?
I'm not that rude.
You can call them out.
We're just turning into a big roast for all these brands that we all wear.
I basically talked about my thing. I think it comes down to like buying things that are gonna last you a while, and sometimes paying the money's worth it. Because like I'm gonna be honest, a shirt I get from I don't know. It's just like I can't say the brand. Dang it. But like a shirt I would get from there might only last me a couple months before it gets like gross. But I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
I do have one more thing about
H&M.
Yeah, let's just H&M guys. Forever 21. Forever 21.
It's complicated though. Like H&M's complicated because I do think they do try to make choices that are more sustainable because they realize that's where the market's going. But then it's like I don't know.
On their
I
new
have
stuff,
not to go to H&M. Like I will not go there because I feel like buying things in the store, like it tricks me into maybe making a choice that I wouldn't make in real life. Again, it's real life. I don't know what's imaginary life I'm living. But trying to buy things online and being able to actually look at it in a more objective view, like actually look at the materials, look at the costs, look at like everything around it, I think has helped me, even though I know some people need to like actually see and feel an item. And I mean, I like to feel items too, but I feel like I can tell how something's going to fit and how something's going to look from the materials and like the size charts and things like that. So I know I buy online a lot.
That's because you're a well-rounded woman who's got her act together and know how her body works and what fits and not. That's tricky to develop that skill. Well, one of my solutions for being more sustainable is just not buying. Because I know that sounds crazy. I know that's crazy. But like whenever I can, I like assess my wardrobe. Then I've also kind of gotten into sewing, sort of. Like a really amateur, but because there's a lot of hotels here, I know people who are able to get me huge cotton sheets, white cotton sheets. So I've actually made a couple dresses, which is pretty fun, like big, just like wear around the house moo kind dresses. But I'm getting there. But it's like these sheets that would otherwise, they have like a little hole in them or a little stain. Like I'm able to take these huge sheets that would otherwise be thrown away and make it into something that fill that hole in my wardrobe. And I also, and one more solution real quick is I started this thing in my community called Minimal Mommy, and it's basically just like a Facebook page where like there's no money transactions, but it's basically just like whoever either wants to give something up like that they have or request something. It's just this open community. It's mostly people from church, but a lot of people outside it where we can like share with one another. So like a lot of things are like, oh, I have these kids books, or I have this something or other. Or recently there was Halloween and a couple of people were like, oh, I need drumsticks for a costume. Oh, I need a flag for my kid's project. So, and then people are able to be like, oh, I got an old pair of drumsticks in this box that aren't serving a purpose. Here, you can have them. Or yeah. So that's another solution that I've had. So if I know like, oh, I'm looking for a simple black dress size 6, I can go on there and someone be like, oh yeah, I have this one. I don't wear it anymore. Like it doesn't fit me or whatnot. And
that's cool.
So it works. Or like I need a formal gown that I'm only going to use once, like someone else will have it. So that's another solution I started, and it's actually really awesome.
That's awesome.
I like it.
So those are my solutions for trying to be just a little more sustainable in my clothing choices and just not buying. You absolutely don't have to. And kind of as I mentioned earlier, there's like this pyramid of what you should do when you feel like you need to buy something. First, you're like, do I really need it? Second, do I have something that can fill it or fix something? And then can I borrow from somebody or get stuff from someone I know? And then secondhand, and then buy. So that's kind of good steps to go through for being more sustainable. I think so.
You better watch out. You better
not try. Oh,
just kidding. It's too soon for that. It's like Halloween's just over, and then all of a sudden, everywhere you go, it's Christmas. How do we feel about this?
Gross.
Yeah,
bad.
Christmas creep.
Yeah, it was like 3 days before Halloween. All of the Halloween costumes had been cleared out already at Walmart, and like all of it was replaced with Christmas stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I needed to get fake eyelashes or something stupid like that. And I was like, oh, the Halloween section. And it was gone like 3 or 4 days before Halloween. And it's already Christmas. Guys.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm not that big of a Christmas fan.
Never mind. It's okay.
No. I like winter time. I like the winter season. But I don't know. I feel like Christmas for me was always really stressful because I felt like mom and dad were stressed.
Completely.
And, like,
no.
everybody's stressed around Christmas. And so just like the fact that like in the stores, it feels like it comes sooner and sooner every year. It just panics me. I'm just like, please make it stop. Like,
No, I completely agree.
Christmas can come after Thanksgiving. And with
Maybe even like a week before Thanksgiving's okay.
No, at least let Thanksgiving be Thanksgiving.
I agree. I love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite. So Creeper just like looked in my window.
Sorry, close to your window.
He was just
He's probably a fan of the podcast.
Like, walking down the sidewalk and then slowed down and was smoking a cigarette.
You're probably walking, like you're talking towards the window, so he probably hears you.
Anyways,
Christmas.
Sorry.
Thanksgiving should be Thanksgiving. It should have its time because I feel like Thanksgiving is the last hurrah for fall before we're in the disgustingness of hardcore winter, which like is beautiful too. Like I did say, I enjoy it, but
can't relate.
I want fall to be fall. I want winter to be winter. I want
Well, speaking of consumerism, it's ruined freaking Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. I don't want to be like, oh, if I leave right now after I eat, I can go and get a TV for $200
Friday.
You know what? REI actually doesn't even do it because they want their employees to like spend time with their family, which I freaking love. And I wish more people would take a step towards that direction. Or their whole thing last year was like opt outside instead of being doing Black Friday, like go outside, go on a hike. It was super cool. Anyway, point being, too soon because I love Thanksgiving.
You know, I feel like it'd be easier if Thanksgiving had like Thanksgiving songs because I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people, guys.
No, you're just
2
like
days,
mom.
like, Halloween, I'm like going around. I'm humming sleigh bells. I'm like jingle bells. Here I go. I'm singing it. I'm humming it. I'm getting it stuck in other people's heads. I'm making eggnog. Like that's where I'm at. But I just don't want to see it in the stores. I don't like. I love, and it's not just like because it's too early. It's just all the time. It's just too much consumption around Christmas time. Like Shem and I, we like our family really simplifies Christmas shopping because we're so spread out. We like send each other our Amazon wish list, and even this year it's even simpler. Like for all the adults, we all picked like we randomly got chosen one person to get a gift for, and so like we actually probably after this we're gonna go buy our Christmas gifts for everybody and send them out on Amazon. And then, but that's the thing, like. Thanksgiving, it's all done. We don't worry about Christmas. Like our gifts are all done. It's very simple. And then everything else, we don't really worry about it. There's no other, we don't like, which is stressful when I see all the stuff at the store. Luckily, I know like I don't need to buy a Christmas tree or all the decorations and crap. Like I don't need any of that. But it's still stressful. It's like there. It's just like, like I'm not ready for that. Just like stop pressuring me, man. But I feel that way about most marketing schemes. I'm just like can't tell me to buy this product. I'm gonna do the opposite of that. Meh. But anyways, I still love Christmas and I love it early, but I also love Thanksgiving. I just love holidays. I'm still celebrating Halloween. Just all the holidays every day, all day. That's it, guys.
I don't know.
That's why Nightmare Before Christmas is such a good movie,
it is
guys.
A good movie. It's all the holidays.
Movie to get you through. It's a movie to get you through.
No, that's good.
This time of year.
Yeah, I definitely think like everyone has talked about this before, but the idea that everyone is trying to be as nice as possible during one part of the year, that just like breaks my heart. So I'm like, why don't we? It's always Christmas, guys. Meaning like, let's always be nice to each other. I don't know. Also, I love Utah. Not to say anything bad about it, but so guys, I used to work in a bakery.
Are you being like Kanye West introducing Taylor Swift?
No,
like I love you, I love you, but
Claire, please let me talk. Okay. No, I worked at a bakery, and I remember once someone told me that I ruined, I think it was their Thanksgiving or their Christmas. Like I ruined their Christmas because we were out of rolls. And I was just I personally ruined their Christmas. And I was just like, okay. It was literally, it's when people make choices like that, when they would rather be, I don't know, like they have to be perfect. Like Christmas has to be this perfect thing where, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like it's all about your family. I don't know why you having the best Christmas party, the most Pinterested Christmas party would matter. Like that's what gets to me. That's what really bugs me. And that's why I think Christmas has always stressed me out. Same with Sarah, like always stressed me out. Because it's the idea that people owe you something. Like they have to do something for you. And and often I feel like people overthink it. It's like, okay, you could just give me a hug for Christmas and I'll be okay. Like don't worry about it. No, I don't know. It's like when people choose to be stressed out about it and then it ruins their ability to actually like spend time with their family and have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I love giving gifts though. Like
because you're the best at it.
You're so good at it.
You're the best
Thanks,
gift giver,
Gifts
Sarah.
give me anxiety.
Set up that compliment.
Giving gifts gives me anxiety. I'm not that person. Like
these headphones.
No, I like
you gave me.
What?
I like
You
the
gave me these
giving of the
headphones.
gifts. Yeah, I like giving gifts. I get panicked maybe over other people stressing out about giving gifts because I'm like, if you don't like giving gifts, don't give gifts. Like
I just thought about it. I do.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. I'm just saying, like, maybe you're someone who just shouldn't give gifts. Maybe it's better for you to spend time and try to connect with people. Like that might be what you're, supposed to do. But don't stress out about it. That stresses me out even more. Like that's like I almost don't like receiving gifts because people stress out about it. I'm like, please, like that's just how I show love.
And it's often like so many people like take huge like punches to their finances just to give someone a gift that I'm sure would rather have them be financially okay than give them some gift that they, are going to throw away a couple years later.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah. And like, I never, and like, sorry, that creep is screaming. I feel
still
like
creeping?
as a kid, it was a little stressful because like financially it wasn't always the best. So it was really stressful to see mom and dad try so hard when I'm like, it's okay. Let's just be together. And I think often like when we didn't get things, it was okay. Like we did something else. Like one of the best, I'm going to talk about a tradition. It was not a tradition, but it was one of the best memories I have, which is weird that we're talking about this now. We're talking about tradition, so I'm going to talk about it. Is instead of getting something, Dad got us Roman candles, wicks.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about it. It's
so
fine.
illegal. Okay, fine.
It's fine. Plastic bags and a hydrogen tank. And then we filled up the bags with hydrogen, put the Roman candles going up into the bag of hydrogen, and then got a wick going down, and then it would start floating. We'd light it on fire, and it would just flow in the air. And that was the best Christmas present I've ever received to this day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that's not really a tradition, but I'm not doing very good tonight. I am just
that was a great share.
It's okay. I mean, although I did like it when we went to Disneyland.
Disneyland.
That was the greatest experience
I mean,
ever.
that was very expensive, but at the same time, like it made sense for like what was going on at that time, and it was an experience. And I think if you don't know what someone needs material wise, experience is a better choice as far as like a gift.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So, and like that is like something I always think about. I always think about being at Disneyland around Christmas.
That was awesome. No, that was honestly fan-friggin-tastic.
I have so many memories, like vivid memories of that.
Yeah.
Like the fake snow, the foam. They had like foam, and it would like be like fake snow. I remember like it's so magical. It'd fall in my hand, this little pile of like foam, and I'm just like.
You would start yelling, "There's snow!" every time it would start going.
Yeah, I remember that. No, I also remember. Yeah, that's fun.
It took us so long to figure it out.
Yeah, that they were going to take us. They surprised us. That was fun. We don't really do
I think that's
traditions though,
coming.
right? Like we as
Movies.
Adams.
We go to movies
That kind
usually
of
on Christmas.
Yeah, we kind of started that. Yeah.
Or we
Yeah.
watch
Mimi and St. Louis.
That was more of a recent thing, though.
Nah,
Yeah.
we've done it for a few years.
Yeah.
But do you remember when we got that free tree because we weren't going to get a tree that year?
Yes.
Like, it was in
Yes.
front of, like, the
Oh my
farm.
Christmas Eve. The Christmas Eve miracle, guys. I remember that at Henley Farm.
Yeah,
That
but we
was-
didn't have anything to tie it down, so we all held it on.
Yes. Yes.
We all had an arm out. And
We all
Grandpa-
stuck our
This is becoming just an ode to like Christmas, guys. What the heck?
I love it.
know.
I love it. I love all
Okay,
holidays.
those are the things I love about Christmas, though.
We're
Or,
supposed
like,
to be
just,
punk
like,
rock about Christmas right now.
No,
Notice
but
that
that's
none
what
of
I'm
the
saying.
notice that none of like the things that we love and our favorite things about Christmas are things. Like they're all like experiences and like just
Mhm.
little silly memories and a free Christmas tree. Like it didn't cost us a dime, guys. And it was just like one of my favorite Christmas memories. But we don't really do traditions other than like maybe German food. Like
Oh,
No,
Leverkusen.
that's not even a
Yeah,
tradition
Leverkusen.
either. That's
yeah.
like, it's
What
not,
about in your
though.
new families? Do you guys have new traditions?
I mean, our family's too young for traditions right now.
I guess so.
And so, like,
I just
Oh,
got
right.
married, guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, do you
Erika,
have
what are your
traditions you
traditions?
want to make? Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like traditions puts too much stress on everything.
But
Right.
if it's an organic, like something that you just end up doing around that time, I think that's different. Like it's still a tradition, and maybe you don't have to put too much stress into it. I think that's the key. I do think, like, Claire, I'm not calling you out right now, but you're a little tradition crazy.
I am.
Our tradition.
I love structure.
crazy.
I love my structure. I love my traditions. I love these special things. That's why I love holidays, because it's like every year at this time we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna eat turkey right now, and it's structured, and I just love it. And everybody's eating turkey right now. Yes, I am tradition crazy.
And Claire, Sarah and I are just in the corner, like, yes, Claire, yes, okay.
Yes. Now we're gonna sing Christmas carols right now, and you guys are gonna like it, okay?
Yep. that
Okay, I
sounds-
did think of one. Christmas karaoke machine. That's
Oh my
kind of a
gosh.
tradition.
I can't believe that
That's
thing's still
like-
alive.
I know.
Who's that?
It's like
Okay.
8-bit
Yeah.
Christmas karaoke, guys. That's a tradition.
But that's because I think we need to find an image of that and put it on the blog, because that thing.
I have
is-
videos. I have Shamtuk videos, actually.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna post videos of us doing what's
Please
that
no.
one? I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day, the most lively version you'll ever see of us 3.
I literally love how this whole thing was going to be like, let's be punk rock about Christmas. And now we're just like, yes, I love Christmas. Yes.
No. But I think that is punk rock because we're saying what actually matters for Christmas instead of all this other crap that
But
goes
we
on.
totally forgot about Thanksgiving. We're doing it again.
Thanksgiving will have its day.
It's not a
Thanks-
dwarf holiday, okay? It's a
It
real
kind of-
holiday.
But we wanted to talk about what's important during the winter season and the fall season. All the seasons. I love seasons. I'm a season person. I think that's what it comes down to. I like it when things change. I like it when things start to grow. And I just feel like the holiday sometimes distracts me from that.
Interesting.
I think
We
maybe
don't really
that's
have
the
seasons
issue.
here, so
Okay, back off.
no,
No.
that's a downfall, guys. That's a downfall. I don't get
No,
to
I
feel
agree.
If it was-
it
Okay,
never.
if it was perpetually 70 and humid, I would be happy.
Okay, well,
No,
we should
I
move
don't
out
like
here.
that.
But
I like
I
that.
like the
I don't have to
change to the
moisturize.
seasons. I like doing things at different times of the year, but not by tradition, just by that's what you need to do. Like it
Cycles.
snows, you wear sweaters.
turn.
Anyway,
So,
so yeah, that was an interesting episode.
so
Kinda
long.
all over
There's
the
a lot going
place.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got a lot of
liked it
places.
though.
But anyway, who do we want to do? Show and tell.
Okay, someone sing the jingle.
Show and tell.
Show and tell, show and tell. This is our show and tell.
Yeah.
Gotta get all the
I'm
reds in.
I'm just gonna go running, guys.
Well, speaking of sustainability and Poshmark, this is mine.
Oh.
It's a fancy Longchamp bag.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
It's
Is that a word or a
fancy-
sound?
It's a fancy Paris brand, Longchamp. Anyway, this is the Le Pliage bag. So I got it secondhand on Poshmark. It's a little wrinkled, but I was trying to fix it. That was what I was trying to do as my tutorial this week. But
What is it made out of?
It's nylon. And then it has leather accents. But anyway, it's just like a normal bag. I like it. It's small. I can like shove it into things. So I always remember shopping bag.
Oh.
Smart.
And I think it should last a while. Like I did some refurbishing on it. And I especially like it because these bags are usually like over $100, $200. And I got it for $20.
And you're going to use it as a shopping bag?
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
Freaking classy she is. Even her shopping bags have class. I use IKEA bags for my shopping bags.
Use this bag. And so now I have one. And now I feel like a fancy minimalist.
Wow.
Bravo.
And besides, it'll
Snap,
inspire
snap.
me to only put pretty things that I need in here. Just the necessary ones. So I don't know. That's what I was thinking, but I was just glad I got such a deal on it, and it gave me a chance to kind of, because I did re-sew it on the bottom because there were some holes. So I'm refurbishing it. I'm reusing, recycling.
Yes!
That's
So.
awesome.
And follow me on Poshmark.
Wait, it's social too?
Yeah, it's social. It's social with selling stuff.
So I can watch all this stuff that you've been snagging and all the good deals
Yeah.
you've been getting?
You can literally look at everything I've purchased, I think.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
So you don't want to buy anything questionable. But I'm
What's
sure they don't
questionable?
sell anything questionable. I don't know.
I mean, they
sell
do.
on
Some
that
people do
place.
sell makeup, and I don't feel as good about that.
No.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Okay. Erica, your show and tell or my show and tell?
I have one. I'll say it.
Okay.
This isn't new, but I've gotten back into it recently, and I just don't know why I ever stopped listening to it. But it's actually a podcast. I don't think you guys would like it. It's possible you might. I don't want to, tell you what you won't like. Anyway, it's called My Favorite Murder, and it is easily one of my favorite podcasts ever. It's literally these two
Girls,
two
yeah.
women,
I've
two
heard
girls, yeah, talking about murder, and they are just actually, yeah, we know someone who listens to it anyway. But they're talking about murder, and they're so funny. They're so friggin' funny, and it's just really interesting stories. I listen to it while I work, and their whole thing is like, stay sexy, don't get murdered. And I weirdly enjoy it. And they have a lot of really cool conversations they have, and they're really empowering. Weirdly enough, like even though they're talking about murder, they're just like, I don't know, because the whole thing. I mean, it is normal for women to be murdered by dudes, and they bring that up, and it's really interesting. I just love it. I just don't know how it could be so friggin' interesting, but I love it. It's so good. Anyway, yeah, My Favorite Murder, guys. Check it out. We'll put a link down in our blog. That's such a freaking podcast thing to do. Anyway, yeah, I'm done.
That sounds awesome. I second that one. That's a pretty good podcast. So my show and tell is this nifty little chink chink camera. Also sound effects. So this right here is the Alpha 5000, made by Sony.
Do you
And
vlog
now-
with it?
Do I what?
Do you
Vlog?
vlog? Do you?
Obviously
is there a good vlogging
not.
camera?
Obviously not.
Look at our quality. Obviously not.
Amazing focusing abilities for when you get those close up of your makeup palettes. No, I love this. Ironically, I got this for Shem for Christmas last year. And look at Erika. Bunch of rose mats. I got it for Shem because we we had a friend who made a little video for us, and she was using a newer version of this. And so Shan was like, oh, that was crazy because it's so small. We couldn't even tell she was filming, but she made this amazing quality video. Mind you, she's a videographer and like extremely talented. And
so that's what Andrea used?
Andrea Marshall. Yes,
Oh,
I will name her. She is amazing. She does amazing work. Everybody should go follow her on Facebook and Instagram and in real life.
France.
Yeah, she went to the Neves Film Festival, and
We
she's
should put
like,
a link to whatever Instagram she has, by the way.
Let's put a link to all of her things. Guys,
Yeah,
this whole
great.
podcast is actually just dedicated to Andrea Marshall and her
That's very
talent and her
sustainable.
wonder.
I like it.
Yeah, no, she's amazing, and she does amazing work, and she's so nice. And like I said, I could not tell. I had no idea she even had a camera, let alone she was filming. But anyways, so she's using a newer version of this camera, but Shem was like, wow, that's really cool, and he's kind of into that. So I got him this, and I've used it nonstop.
You make the best videos. You should post those in our blog. I love your videos.
Thank you. I know. It's more fun than anything. I like it because it's like a moving, how do you call it? Like a moving photo album. So it's just like for personal memories and stuff. And I am not an expert. I am not a professional at all. This is strictly for personal use, but I enjoy it. It's relatively user friendly. I'm sure this has like tons of capabilities that I'll never use, but it's user friendly. It has this little screen that flips up, which makes it super selfie friendly for when you're doing your vlog. And I love it. It's really compact. It's great for traveling. The price is up there. So, but I can say Shem and I easily already got our money's worth in a year and years to come. But it's amazing. I love it. If anybody's looking for like a really nice camera that is compact, so go Sony.
Yeah, it's funny because after you bought that one, because you delivered it to my house to give it to Shem because of that whole thing. Yeah, Creston ended up buying a similar one.
Oh, really? That's so funny.
We've been looking at one too because I really like your camera.
It's awesome, guys. And this is a 5,000. They have like 5,100 and 6,000, which is what Andrea was using at the time, and I'm sure she has even nicer camera now. But yeah, it's user friendly, compact, great quality, really great quality video and picture, and it's an awesome camera. So again, the Alpha 5000 by Sony. I have this lens. The lenses are removable, so you can get different lenses for different needs. I'm not gonna try to take that off because that's hard. But yeah, love it. Got on eBay.
Sweet. Love it too. Okay.
Well, that's our show. It's been crazy.
Thanks for listening.
Who's ever survived this long?
Yeah. The two people who are listening.
Yeah, like Mom.
Love you.
And Grandpa.
Love you.